What's up, pranksters? Welcome back. I hope you guys are super excited about this video because in this video I'm gonna be counting down my top 10 how to sneak food into class methods. I'm gonna be picking one idea from the previous videos I've uploaded with the exception of part number 7, which included 10 ideas, so I'll be choosing 2 from that video. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this compilation, and in the comments below let me know which one is your all-time favorite method of how to sneak food into class. I honestly love all of them because making these videos are so much fun, especially because there's a lot of leftover food and snacks after I get done making these videos, which I get to eat afterwards. So let's get started, pranksters. First, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel with the bell notifications turned on. Hit that thumbs up button and check it out. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this glue bottle. This is Elmer's glue. It comes in a little bottle or it comes in a bigger bottle. Now this isn't the biggest bottle, but nonetheless it's a fairly big bottle. And we'll be needing one of these because we want to sneak in our favorite drink to class, which happens to be Kool-Aid. Alright guys, so we're gonna sneak this into class using this glue bottle, but first we gotta empty it out. Alright, so I got my bag right here and I'm gonna empty out this whole bottle because we want this to be super clean. So now we're gonna rinse this out, make sure it's super clean, as well as the nozzle. Alright, done and done. As you guys can see, it's super clean inside. So now that we've done this, we're gonna carefully take a knife and begin to cut the bottom. So careful when doing this, guys. Just like this. And begin to cut off the bottom. Alright guys, look at this. We've completely removed the bottom and it'll still stand on its own. That is perfect. Now we're gonna take our pouch, detach the straw from it, take your Kool-Aid pouch and stick it inside the bottle of glue stick through the bottom, just like this. It's gonna be really snug, but you can definitely push it all the way up till it's completely in. Okay, look at that. It's all the way in. Now we can lay it flat on the table and it'll stay standing. Now we're gonna direct our attention to the inside and we can clearly see the spot where we're gonna puncture a hole using the straw. See how the straw is pointing? Well, we're gonna push it in. Now it might squirt just a little because of the pressure, but that's okay. Of course, we're not gonna leave our bottle of glue like that. We're gonna go and grab our nozzle, this little nozzle. It's clean, by the way. We're gonna use the Dremel to carve a little hole inside so that we can actually push a little bit of that straw past this and out the other side. All right, perfect. Okay, now that the nozzle is ready, we're gonna hold on to the straw and push it through. See? We're gonna barely leave it sticking out, just barely, and then we're just gonna screw the nozzle on like this. Look at that. From this side it doesn't look suspicious at all, but this you can kind of see the logo and the colors of the pouch, but that's okay guys, because this is what usually faces your teacher and this is what's going to be facing you. So your teacher is in that direction, they're looking towards you, they're looking at this, and you, of course, you know what's inside, so it doesn't matter whether you can tell or not if the pouch is in there. But look at that guys, you can sip on it and drink this in class. This method is the cleanest possible method that you can try, and you'll be drinking your Kool-Aid or Capri Sun in class and you will not get caught. See, if I squeeze it, this is what happens. This right here is a box of jumbo markers. Let's open it up. They are pretty big, they do take up a lot of space, and if you notice the front of the box is opened and it's exposed, you can actually see inside and see the markers that are there. But of course you can only see the caps, you can't see the actual markers. So that is perfect guys, because we're gonna remove all the caps from these markers right here. This is all we're gonna need. The bottom portion of this box is where we're gonna keep our candy. But again, like I said, first we're gonna remove the caps off of all the markers. Now we're gonna line up all the caps in a straight line and we're gonna tape them together. Here are the caps all lined up and taped together. Now we're gonna put them inside. Now once we put them inside, we're gonna attach them on somehow. So use some double-sided tape to hold them in there. just like this. Look at all that space in there. Now we can put some candy inside, such as some Hershey bars. So get creative and stuff your box with as much candy as you can. So as you guys can see, this box right here looks normal. Looks like there's markers in there. If somebody asks to borrow them, just tell them that they dried up and no longer work. And when you get hungry or you want some of your candy, just open the flap on the bottom and get whatever candy you want. Look how many candies I can put in there. See? Lots of candies. These are very common in the classroom. In fact, you can find these on top of any student's desk. And that's what makes this perfect, because we're gonna use the fact that it's thick and that we can store some food inside. We're gonna set it up in such a way that nobody would be able to find out. First thing I'm gonna do is remove everything from inside, because we need this to be empty for now. This is 2 inches thick. So if you can get a 3-inch or maybe a even bigger one, then that is even better, because that would mean that you can put more food in there. But this will work for me now. I want you guys to first take notice of this. Look at where the rings are. They're on one side of the binder. They're not in the center, they're on one side. So make sure that that side that holds the rings is on top. See? So next we're gonna take a blade, and from the bottom we're gonna cut it completely. So hopefully you guys don't mind messing up your 3-ring binder. This was only $2, so I don't really care. And look how easily it cuts. Just like that. Yeah, I know, it's sad, but it'll still work, guys. You just need to put some tape. And speaking of tape, that's what we're gonna need next. So I'm gonna get a strip and basically tape down the rings onto the side that we just removed from the binder. Do this to all 3 rings. Now you have access to your binder. So this would be your teacher's view, and this would be your view. It looks like a regular 3-ring binder, but when you open it, your food will be inside. So get creative, guys. Put whatever you want in there, or pretty much whatever you can fit in there. I myself am gonna put a bag of Doritos. I'm gonna lift it up, spread it out evenly, and then just stuff it in there. And look, there are my Doritos right there. I have easy access to them. All I gotta do is lift up the flap, get a chip, and close it back up. From the sides, nobody can really tell, right? This right here is a pencil box. See, I got a bunch of pencils in there. Now we're gonna fill this up with candy, but we gotta cover it up. So what we're gonna do first is remove the pencils from inside. Make sure it's empty. Of course, the top is very clear, so when you put pencils in there, you can see the pencils in there. Well, that could work in our favor, because we're gonna tape all these pencils together. We're gonna line them up, and we're gonna tape them to the top of this pencil box, so it looks like the pencil box is full of pencils. Should look something like this. As you guys can see, they're flexible. Well, we're gonna put them inside the pencil box like this. Of course, we're gonna attach them with tape so they stay put. With the help of some more pencils, I'm gonna cover the rest. Just like that. All right, let's see what it looks like now. See, it looks like it's full of pencils, like a bunch of pencils in there, right? You guys can do the same to the bottom, but of course you'll be limiting your space. So I'm only doing it to the top. Now as far as the bottom, I can just grab my candy, a handful, and put it in there. Look at that. Now all I do is just close it up. And from a bird's eye view, it looks like a regular pencil box. There's pencils in there because you can actually see them on there. It's see-through. So that's helping us in a way. Now if somebody asks to borrow a pencil, just tell them they're new and you don't want to use them, so they'll back off. But look at this, guys. You open it up and you got your candy inside. You won't go hungry with this hack right here. Normally people fill this up with water. Well, we're gonna use it for something else, and we're gonna sneak our favorite snacks into class using this. We're gonna have to sacrifice this sports bottle. I hope you guys don't mind. Actually, I bought this for $2, so it's not that big of a loss. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this in half pretty much. So I'm gonna mark the area where I'm gonna be cutting. Okay, so we have an outline already. I'm gonna use this as a guide to cut around the bottle. So I got my trusty blade. This is what we're gonna do. And it's fairly easy because this plastic is so soft. You can actually use scissors for this. Awesome. Look at that. I tried to do the best cut that I could possibly do, and so I got this, which is not a horrible job. Now the bottom portion, guys, we're gonna put in our edibles. I'm gonna get my Oreos ready, so I'm gonna get a couple of stacks and just put them in there. That's a lot of Oreos that we can eat in class. Now the other half, guys, we're gonna put our Capri Sun inside like this. And here's the cool part. We're gonna use that straw and we're gonna pierce through the pouch. We're gonna use this straw and run it through the bottom of the nozzle like this. And you guys can actually drink the Capri Sun that's inside. But to keep it from falling down, we're gonna use a strip of tape. I'm just gonna put it below the bottle. Now this will hold on to the Capri Sun that's inside. What's left now is to put it back together like this. And guess what, guys? We're not done yet. I went into my gym bag and got one of these. These are wristbands. A lot of basketball players use these, tennis players. I use them when I run. That way I don't carry a sweat towel. We're gonna use one of these, and this is a sports brand, so your teacher will not think anything of this. They will not see anything suspicious about it. So you're gonna put this around the bottle to cover the cut, of course. I'm telling you guys, nobody is gonna suspect anything. You got your Capri Sun on top right here, and then you have your Oreos down here. So when you get hungry, all you guys gotta do is lift this up, pull this down, grab an Oreo, tuck everything back in, the bottle's intact, nobody saw anything. You eat the Oreo, and to wash it down, of course, you're gonna drink your Capri Sun. All you do is suck on this, and you'll be drinking some Capri Sun. It's just that simple, guys. This is a very clever idea, and it'll help you out when you guys are in class and you're very hungry. So go ahead, try it out, see if it works for you. This next hack is a very clever hack, and you'll be able to sneak in some candy into class, and you'll be able to enjoy this candy while in class, while learning, while your teacher's giving her lecture. For this hack, you'll need a push pop. These are very popular, at least here where I live. You're also gonna need a glue stick like this one. Now this hack doesn't require much, but you will have to damage this glue stick, but I'll show you that in a bit. So first thing we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna open up the push pop. And to do that, all you gotta do is remove the wrapper that's on there, and you'll easily be able to open it. So we removed the top wrapper, we also got to get rid of the bottom one, and that should be easy as well. Just like that. So now we have the container in a solid blue color. This is what the push pop looks like, guys. You open it up and you have a big stick of candy that's inside, and this is retractable. And there's like a little spring on the bottom, and it pushes up the candy. Well, anyway, guys, we're gonna put the candy back inside by pushing in the cap, just like that. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna take our glue stick and we're gonna peel off the sticker. This sticker that's on here, which says glue stick, that's all we need to be able to pass this off as a glue stick. So carefully, try not to damage, peel off the sticker. And that shouldn't be too hard. As for our next step, we're gonna have to remove the cap. We won't be using this. We're gonna take the glue stick sticker and wrap it around the push pop like this. It might come off wrinkly, but that's okay. Your teacher might not notice it though. So it's starting to look like a glue stick, but not yet. We're gonna have to cut off the bottom off the glue stick. I have a knife here handy, so we're gonna cut this off. Won't be that hard. See, it popped off. Here it is, and we're gonna super glue this on the bottom of the push pop like this. And we're also gonna take the cap from the glue stick, but you gotta wash this very thoroughly. Make sure it's super clean, because this is gonna be touching your candy. Now, guys, we're gonna put this on the push pop, and just like that, guys, we have ourselves a glue stick. Just by looking at these two glue sticks, you can't really tell that there's anything different about them, right? Unless you look very carefully, you'll obviously see the wrinkles on this one compared to the actual glue stick. This is the glue stick, and if you open it up, of course, you're gonna have your glue in there. And then we have this one, which is the push pop one. So if your teacher happens to see this on your desk, you know, they can't really think anything of it. The wrinkles won't give it away. But throughout class, throughout your teacher's lecture, you can open this up and lick it or do whatever it is that you do with your candy. And if your teacher is nearby, all you guys do is put the cap back on And just like that, you'll be able to hide the candy and your teacher won't notice a thing. Now, if you like this idea and you think you're gonna try it out, give this video a thumbs up and let's move on to our next hack. This right here is a sports bottle. You can fill it up with water, take it into class, and put it on your desk while you're doing your work. Some teachers don't mind you having water on top of your desk because everybody gets thirsty and everybody needs water. Well, this one in particular I like because I can twist off the top, as you guys can see. And look, there's plenty of space in there to put stuff in, but I'm not really gonna tamper with this bottle. I don't wanna mess it up. Let me show you something else. This is a bottle of chips. These are Lay's stacks. You can find these at Walmart or pretty much any store. Basically, it's just a plastic container with a lid on top. And inside, of course, is gonna have some yummy chips. Now, these are spicy because I love spicy stuff. But you guys can choose any flavor. Basically, what we're gonna do, guys, is pass off this chip container as a bottle of water. So we're gonna put the lid back on. And we're gonna have to remove this label right here. I myself am gonna use a blade. Yeah, once you get to the end, it's gonna have a lot of adhesive. So it's gonna look kind of ugly, but that's fine. You might have to scrape off this residue because there's a lot of it. Yeah, this is like my least favorite part about this hack right here. Getting rid of this label. Well, I did my best with it. It doesn't look as bad. Well, anyways, let's continue. We're gonna flip this upside down, so it's gonna be like this, right? The chip container is now upside down. We're gonna get our sports bottle. We're only gonna need the top, and we're gonna glue it on top of the chip container. So it's gonna pass off as a water bottle. Look at that. So get yourself some hot glue and glue it on top of the chip container. Right on the center, guys. Perfect. And that is it, guys. Look, it looks like a regular sports bottle. Nobody would be able to tell that this is a chip container. Nobody would be able to tell that there's no water in there. So you can put this on your desk and be doing your work while in class. And when you get hungry or you want to get a chip, all you guys got to do is tilt it a little, open up the bottom, and look, your chips are right there. You can get a couple of them and be eating while in class. Just close it, just like that. You'll have easy access to your chips. Nobody would know, your teacher won't know, your peers won't know, and you can get away with eating chips while in class. If you guys have watched my previous videos on this series, you guys have probably noticed that I've used a glue stick. Well, in this video, we'll be using a glue stick as well because these are perfect to sneak food and candy into class. So for this hack, we'll be using candy. But first, let's prep this glue stick. First, we're gonna open it and remove the glue because we will not be needing it. So I'm gonna do that by unscrewing the bottom, take this off, and we're left with the inside, which is dirty. So we're gonna have to wash it very, very good until all that glue comes out and it's super clean. Before I finish cleaning this off, I'm gonna remove the spiral inside because it's gonna get in the way. So I'm gonna take my pliers and cut off as much as I can. At this point, it's super clean. And remember, guys, also wash the cap because you want this to be clean as well. Next up, we're gonna prep our candy, and here I have some dum-dums, which are lollipops, which will fit perfectly in here. Now we're gonna have to shorten the stick on this lollipop, but first we're gonna cut an opening on top of the cap, and that way we can slide in the stick so that we can measure it perfectly and we know where to cut. So with my scissors, I'm gonna make that opening right in the middle. Perfect, we got our opening now, which should be really snug when we slide in the stick. So we're gonna slide it in through the bottom, and from the other end, we're gonna be pulling it. I think it'll be about this end, so let's measure it first, make sure it'll fit. Perfect. Okay, so now this looks weird, right? We're not gonna leave the stick sticking out like that. So we're gonna take our scissors, we're gonna remove the excess stick that sticks out. The only thing that'll be visible is this little white spot on top, but nobody will really think much of it because it could be anything. So don't let that worry you. Now you have yourself a lollipop inside the cap, but we're not done yet. If you guys noticed in the background, I have some pixie sticks. Of course, these are flavored powder. It's candy and it's delicious. So we're gonna let's take 3. We're gonna open these up. We're just gonna dump them inside this clean glue container. So we have the lollipop right here and the powder in here. You put it in there. You know, it looks like a normal, regular glue stick, right? And let's say you're in class, you have this on your table. Your teacher won't really think anything of this glue stick because it's a school supply. This is meant to be in class. So let's say you get hungry in class, because everybody gets hungry in class, and you know you have this glue stick with a lollipop and the pixie stick powder in there. So you're gonna open it up. Look at that. Looks delicious, right? So the more you lick it and get that lollipop wet, the more of that powder will stick on there. So now you have yourself some yummy candy you guys can enjoy in class without anybody noticing it. Number 2 has a very special place in my heart because it was part of the video that began the series. I got this for 50 cents at Walmart, and actually this is a pencil holder. So it holds all your pencils, all your writing utensils. You can actually slide it out, and this is what it looks like a little coffin. All right, so you're gonna have to empty it out. So get rid of all those nice pencils that you might have in there. You're also gonna need some crayons, like these. You know, get the colors that you don't really like because you're gonna have to damage the crayons. They won't be good anymore. Or, I mean, they might be, but, you know, nobody would wanna use them after this. So you got 8 crayons in there. Well, you can actually leave the crayons as they are, but I want to fit in a hot pocket. You guys know what a hot pocket is? They're really good. So I'm gonna have to cut some of these crayons in half, or all of them actually, so that I can fit in my hot pocket. So just take a blade, like this one, take a blade and then cut them in half. It's sad, I know, but it's gotta be done. So here's the crayon right here, and then do the same for the rest of the crayons. Once you've cut those crayons, you're gonna keep them together with a strip of tape on them. Look at that, doesn't look bad at all, right guys? And then you're gonna put these inside, but you're gonna attach them with a double-sided piece of tape just to keep them there, and just place the pieces of crayons inside. Okay, so next you're gonna need a piece of cardboard. It has to be the same height as the pencil holder, and then just cut away. All right, so you got your little strip like this. It's gonna be a separator, a divider actually. The divider will divide the food, the snack, from the crayons, because you don't want those mixed together. Believe me, you don't. It will not taste good. So bend it, and then bend it again right here. Doesn't have to be like perfect, but you know, try to do your best. Secure it on with a piece of tape. That's always helpful. But really, guys, you don't have to cut the crayons if you don't want to. That's my personal choice because I want to fit in a hot pocket because I love hot pockets. All right, so the hot pocket, let's pretend it was in my lunch bag. I already heated it up at home. Right, here's a hot pocket. It actually looks like a burrito, but again, you can also put in a burrito there if it's flat enough. So here's a hot pocket. You place it inside the pencil holder like that, and then guys, all you do is just slide it in, clip it, because it's got like a little clip, and that's it. You got your hot pocket in there. Or it could be cookies, it could be popcorn, it could be chips. It's all up to you. Again, my personal choice was to put a hot pocket in there because I love this stuff. Here's the example. You're in class, again, you're super hungry, you skip breakfast again like usual, so your hot pocket, you actually took it out of your lunch bag real quick and put it in there. So during class, unclip it, then you slide the pencil holder the other direction like this. You don't have to reveal the whole hot pocket, but just enough, and then you pick at it. You know, you eat it little by little. And let's say your teacher's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know, you slide it back in real quick, and your teacher comes over and he or she will ask you, "Hey, what's in there?" "Oh, it's just my crayons." And yeah, just your crayons. Look at that. Of course, you're not gonna pull it all out because it will reveal the hot pocket, but yeah, these are just meant to show them that the crayons are in there and that it's just a normal pencil crayon holder. Just like that, guys, you just ate a hot pocket in class. And now we are at number 1. And this particular method takes number 1 because it's one of the more effective ones. It's the one that actually allows you to sneak your whole lunch into class and be eating it while in class. So enjoy. Now, let's say that you guys want to eat your whole lunch in class. Well, I went to Goodwill and I picked out this book. It's a very thick book, and it'll be perfect for what I'm about to show you. We're not gonna be using this book. We're not gonna be destroying this book. What we are gonna do though is we're gonna create our own book based on the size of this particular one. And the only thing we're gonna be removing from this is the cover. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be using this, and it's gonna help us sneak our whole lunch into class. Right here, I have a foam board, and I've drawn the dimensions of this book right here. So for example, as you guys can see, I have the right measurements that I'm gonna be cutting out to create my own book. So with a blade, I'm gonna begin cutting them out. So now that I have all my cutouts, I'm gonna begin assembling my book. And so here's my trusty glue gun. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue on there, and I'm gonna put this on the back. Just like that. Now for the sides. And guys, when you do this, make sure to leave a little space like that so it looks like a real book. Okay, so at this point, this is what it should look like. Now we gotta put the other piece in there. Okay, let's slide this in there. And now we're pretty much done with our book. All that's left now is to put the top on, but the top, we're not really gonna be using glue because we want this to be able to open like this. So what we're gonna do is on the back, we're gonna take some tape and we're gonna attach it with tape and not glue. So here's my piece of tape. I'm gonna align everything well, and then I'm just gonna tape the top cover to the rest of the book like this. Now it's able to open. Perfect. Now it's time to put on the book cover. I honestly haven't read this book. I'm not sure if it's boring or not. The cover looks pretty good, but you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But anyway, guys, if you want to keep people away from your book, you might want to get a cover of a book that nobody wants to read. So get the cover of a really boring book and use that. So now we're gonna put the cover on this book. Now when we do this, we're gonna have to do a little bit of cutting on the cover. So basically we're gonna have to cut the side of this cover right here and the other one because we are no longer able to put this in there. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to sacrifice a piece of it. So I'm gonna get some clear tape and tape this onto the top of the book cover, and also the other side will be sacrificed. And then we're gonna do the same thing to the bottom, which we're gonna put tape to keep it in place. Our book is ready now, pranksters. Let's open it up. Look at all that space. Nice. There's so much space in there that you can put your whole lunch and eat it before class is over. So that way, when you go out to lunch, you can go straight to recess because you already ate your lunch. So what kind of things can we put in here? Well, let's open it up. Well, you can put your Lunchables in there. They fit in perfectly. Look at that. Well, what else? Let's see what else can we put in there. Well, how about a Hot Pocket? Perfect. How about this yummy pizza? Nice. And what about my favorite, hot wings? With a corn dog. This is like the ultimate way to sneak food into class. Here are my hot Cheetos. And for these, I'm just gonna dump them in there. And I can easily close my book like this. So I'll be in class. All I gotta do is open up the top, take out a chip. I want you guys to notice this. The sides look pretty legit. Now this side looks kind of weird, but this side is gonna be facing you, and the back is gonna be facing your teacher. So it'll be like this. This is the back. This is where in that direction is where your teacher's at. Your neighbors are on the side, and this, you'll just lift it, get your chip, and eat it. Just like that, pranksters. Like I said, it's the ultimate way to sneak your lunch into class. And that's it, pranksters. Those were my top 10 favorite ways on how to sneak food and candy into class. Overall, guys, I've shown you 50 different ways on how to sneak food into class. That's 50 different methods on how to be able to eat your food while in class, while your teacher's giving her lecture, or while you're doing work in class. And now I'm wondering, should I end the series here? Should I end it now, or should I keep it going? Only your thumbs up and comments will let me know, guys. So if you guys want me to keep the series going, you guys know what to do. Well, pranksters, I appreciate you guys sitting there for 30 whole minutes and watching this video. Thank you guys so much for your support. I will see you pranksters in my next video. But if you look on the other side, there's a big enough space that you guys can put food inside, such as candy or any kind of chips. And for me, I thought it would be perfect to put in some Takis. I don't know if you guys know of these chips, but they are pretty good. Nothing suspicious. It looks like a regular pencil box that is stocked up with a lot of school supplies. So if you want a chip, all you guys gotta do is lift up the flap like this, grab a Cheeto. Yummy.